Hi guys, my name's Will. Today I'm going to show you how to light up the Lego Land Rover Classic Defender using Light My Bricks DIY components. First things first, let's remove the roof. Remove the windscreen, the side mirrors, and those headrests. Now to our first lighting section, the headlights. Let's remove these two elements at the front here. We'll remove the trans clear dishes from the front, as well as that assembly just behind. Let's open up our vehicle starter pack and find our Astro Large warm white 30cm lights. Open up our transparent brick pack and we'll find a 1x1 plate with open stud. This will be in trans clear. We're gonna place that large warm white LED into position right here and pin it in place with our 1x1 trans clear stud. Then we can reattach that trans clear dish right on top. Let's fold this cable just behind this assembly, just like this, and then reattach it to our headlight assembly. Reattaching the headlights to the main model is super easy. All we need to do is make sure that our cables run behind this bumper element here just before clicking it into place. This will make it easier to route it underneath the car later. Now we'll flip over the Land Rover and we're going to begin by routing this front cable around the wheel arch here. We'll then remove this large piece here, allowing us to thread that cable through this Technic hole here, getting it to the center of the underside of the car. Now let's rotate the car around and repeat the step on the other side. So again, bring it underneath that wheel arch, remove that same Lego element here, threading it through that Technic hole and pulling it all the way through, ready to plug in later. Lastly, we just need to remove this large Lego plate underneath. Now back into our vehicle starter pack. We're going to be grabbing a tether 1x6, as well as a 6-stock, a 50cm belt, and our flux converter for power. Let's plug in both those lights coming from our headlights into the dock. Apply the 6 tether onto the back of it, plug the belt 50 into one of those belt ports, then on the other end of that belt 50, connect our flux converter. Remove the number plate from the left side of the car, and then you'll be able to remove this tail light assembly. Off to the other side of the car, we're going to remove the Land Rover symbol, followed by the other tail light assembly. We're going to remove that 1x1 tile in trans red. Then dive back on into that vehicle starter pack, grab 2 Astro regular in red, and we're going to be grabbing 2 1x1 plates in trans red. On the transparent brick pack, hold the LED into place right here, and then we're going to attach our 1x1 plate in trans red to hold it into place. We're going to create this again for the second time. Returning back to the main model, wrap the cable just like I do here when we're attaching it back into place. This is going to ensure that the cable runs out to the bottom of the car. Now let's flip the car over again. We'll be removing this 1x2 brick, and then we're going to route that cable along the edge there, clicking that 1x2 brick back into place. Then, same as the front, we're going to run that cable around the wheel arch, getting it to the other side. Now we're going to repeat the same on the other side. So again, remove that brick, route that cable underneath, click the brick back into place, and then bring that cable around that wheel arch. Now we're going to thread that cable through this Technic hole right here, bringing it to our 6-stock where we're going to plug it into place. Then back to the other side where we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to route it through that Technic hole again and plug it into your 6-stock. Let's flip the car over and do a power test. Go back to the vehicle starter pack, grab 2 Astro regular warm white 30cm lights. At the same time, go into the transparent brick pack and grab the 2x2 boat stud trans clear pieces. Let's attach our first one here to the underside of the roof and then clicking that 2x2 boat stud over the top. We're going to do the exact same thing but in this position here. Now we're going to remove this piece from the side as well as this larger assembly here. We're going to route our cables just along this path here so it pokes out the side. Let's return that Lego assembly back into position here. Then we can pull those 2 cables up the side following that black piece, tucking it over the top. Then we can return that Lego piece back into position, pinning it in place. Lastly, we'll remove this 1x6 plate. We'll route the cables across in between the studs, then returning that plate back into position. We'll open up the rear door here, press down in this section right here, just enough to semi-detach it, not fully removing it. It's going to create this gap here for our cables to slot through. We're going to begin the process now of threading those 2 cables from our roof down through that gap that we've just created. Just take your time with this one, it can be a bit tricky. Turn your model around to the other side and you'll see those cables poking through. Just pull those through a little bit more, then we can start to reattach that roof while pulling those cables through fully. Then we're going to flip over the kit and we're going to route those cables underneath. We're just going to route those 2 cables underneath this black bar that you see here, plug them into our 6-stock, pin it into place right in this position here, and we're going to neatly tuck those cables just into this little gap that you see here. Now let's return those 2 side Lego elements as well as that large black plate from the center, clipping it all into place. Let's flip the kit back over and we'll reattach that windscreen as well as those side mirrors and those seat headrests, which I totally forgot to put back. So let's click those back now. And voila, that is our base model all done. I think that looks really cool, but If you guys want to attach all those extra accessories, we're going to continue the video now and I'm going to show you how to install lights into the roll cage as well as the front bull bar. First, I'm going to detach that roll cage from the roof rack, after which I'll remove each of those Technic pieces. It's a 2x2 Technic pin, so there's going to be 6 of those. We'll then remove these 2 slope pieces right up near those front lights. Flip it over and then we'll remove these 1x6 tiles just above the lights as well. Then we can remove the light assemblies themselves. Now let's start working on the light assemblies. We're going to remove each of those headlamps and then we're going to remove the 2x2 boat studs off each of those. Back into the vehicle starter pack, grab 2 of the Astro regular in cool white. Start by threading them through the center hole on those headlamps, right up until we get to the LED, which we're then going to bend into a 90-degree angle and just drop it straight into the hole there. Then we'll clip our 2x2 trans clear boat stud back over the top. And we're going to complete that for both headlamps and then for both of those lighting assemblies. Before we attach them back onto the model, we're just going to thread those cables through this Technic hole that you see in the middle of them here, and then we can click them back into place on our roof racks. Let's flip it over and we're going to clip on those slope pieces back into place just by routing the cable along the edge here and then clipping the slope piece just to hold it in place. We're going to do that on both sides. Then now you can just follow me here with routing the cables along to the back of the roof racks. So making sure we go in between the studs, we're going to route the cable here and pin this piece over the top. We're going to do the same at the back here, put the piece over the top, and then we repeat the exact same thing on the other side. Back into the vehicle starter pack, we're going to grab another 6 dock and a tether 1x6. Plug those 4 Astro lights into the dock, then apply the 6 tether onto the back of it and click it into place right in this position here. We're going to be opening up the DIY bag of the Astro regular cool whites, but in 15 centimeter. So we're going to remove those 2 light sections from the back of the roof racks. On each of them, we're going to remove that trans clear tile. Hold the LED into position right here, and then we can click our trans clear tile back over the top. Thread the cable through this bar handle right here. Repeat this twice. I'm going to click these back into place, flipping those roof racks back over. I'm going to pull those cables right up to the 6 dock and plug them straight in. Now from our vehicle starter pack, we're going to grab the Eclipse as well as a 1x2 tether. Attach these 2 items together, click that Eclipse down into place here on the roof racks. Pinch and pull the cables through this clip here, making them nice and tight, while then clipping that cover back over the clip. We can reattach these Lego pieces and these tiles on top too. Back to the vehicle starter pack, we're going to grab a 30 centimeter belt. This is going to connect right into our 6 dock here. Now we can return the roll cage back onto the roof racks, just by clicking them onto these Technic pins here. Now with that 30 centimeter belt, we're just going to do a little bit of weaving around the roof racks, making sure we go through this Technic hole to make it nice and tight, and we're just going to be bringing it down the side of the roof racks there. And then we'll move on to the front bull bar. We're going to start by removing these light pieces and remove the 1x2 trans clear tile. We'll be using the remaining 2 lights in our Astro regular cool white 15 centimeter DIY pack. And then we're going to position the LED between the studs and clip that 1x2 trans clear tile back over the top. We're going to do that twice. We're going to start by threading the plug end through that red Technic hole that you see there, pulling it all the way through and then clicking the light into place. And you do that to both of them, starting with the roll cage. Place it on top of the car, and then we're going to remove these curved pieces. These will be replaced with the roof rack attachment pieces that are from your Lego set. Click the roof racks down on the side that doesn't have the 30 centimeter belt, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. However, we're going to remove this 1x2 with bar handle on the side. We're going to then route our 30 centimeter cable just straight underneath that, and then we're going to pin that back into place. Then we can clip the roof racks down. Now we'll remove the rear fender over the arch of that wheel. We're going to route the 30 centimeter belt just around the corner, and we'll click that fender back into place. Now to the front of the car. Remove the number plate from the car, as well as these 1x2 black slope pieces. Now we can mount our bull bar into place and remove that bonnet piece entirely. We're going to remove this small assembly here, as well as this black rod assembly, as well as the entire engine. Open up your 6 dock DIY bag, plug the 2 bull bar lights straight into that 6 dock. Now the last thing we're going to grab from our vehicle starter pack is the very last 30 centimeter belt, and then you're going to plug that directly into that 6 dock. Then we're going to route that 30 centimeter belt straight down through the engine bay to the bottom of the car. Now let's flip over the car. First thing we want to do is remove that 50 centimeter belt with the flux converter on the end. Next, we'll remove that large black plate in the center that allows us to lift up that 6 dock. Now we can plug that 30 centimeter belt coming from the bonnet straight into the 6 dock. Ensure that you run the cable coming from the roof racks underneath this black bar, just keeping it super neat. Now I'll clip the dock back into place, and with that 30 centimeter belt that's coming from the front engine bay, I'm going to pull that across the assembly here and click that large black plate back into position. Now flipping the kit back over, I'm gonna route that 50cm belt that we removed earlier up through the wheel arch into the engine bay, where I can connect it straight into the 6-stock in there. Now we can tuck our 6-stock straight into the cavity right here. Now we'll click our engine back into place. We'll click this black rod assembly back into place, as well as this front assembly as well. Lastly, we can click on that bonnet, close the lid, and we're all done. Okay, this looks awesome. Personally, I love the look of the classic Defender, but when you add on all these extras with that cool white, it contrasts really nicely with the old warm white look and that modern cool white glow. Looks really cool and ready for off-roading.